Thursday night drawing. I'm going to get straight into it. You don't need to see too much of me at the moment. And obviously this is my webcam that is here. I've angled it tonight, so I shouldn't hopefully hit it. So we'll see anyway. Okay, let's go to the webcam, and I will also bring up the chat so that if you are joining me, I have actually joined a minute or two earlier tonight. I was all ready to go, so I thought I may as well. All right, here we go. Now this will play around with the focus a bit. I will enlarge your photo as well, or maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just leave it there like that. I don't know. You let me know. I've got the chat open, so if you are joining. This is every Thursday night. It's a live drawing. It usually takes me around about 90 minutes to an hour. 90 minutes to 2 hours to complete a drawing. However, tonight we are drawing quite small again, and I'm only going to do the background at the top if I have time. So I will do the plate, absolutely, but anything to do with that background, we'll just see how we're going for time. Tonight I am using, again, the Pitt Graphite Matte Faber-Castell pencils. These are the ones that my art supplier gave me, very kind of him. There were two missing, which is the 12B and the 2B. I've never ever used anything higher than an 8B. So I really should try and have a go of the 8B and the 10B tonight, but we'll see. The other thing is that last week when I did the prelim sketch, I sketched it up in a graphite pencil. These ones have got, I think it's a bit of carbon in them, makes them blacker, but because it says the matte there, it doesn't have a shine on it. And I really enjoyed drawing with these last week. So so last week I did the prelim sketch up in just normal graphite. And what I found is that when I went over the top with these were kind of resisting the graphite, like just not letting the Pitt graphites lay down on the paper. So I have done my sketch in the 4B tonight, so that we won't have that issue that I had last week. Oh, sorry, there's a bit of focusing going on there. That's because there's not much to focus on yet. So hopefully when my hands are just sitting here, everything will be all right. The other things that I'll be using tonight, obviously the kneadable eraser, always. I've got the other, just a trusty eraser there as well, pardon me, to use. And I would like to use a bit of the conte tonight. So conte is, it's not a pastel, but it's not a charcoal either. I'm actually not too sure what the mixture of a conte crayon is, but they're beautiful to use. They're very soft. And I'll just be wanting to use the white for a few little highlights tonight. And I chose the Strathmore toned paper as well, just because I didn't want to have that white background again. So there's the cover of it there. Did the candle drawing in this as well. And I must mention our fabulous photograph that we're using tonight. So I'm here on the Gold Coast in Queensland, Australia, and there is a fine dining restaurant down in Burleigh Heads, which is 10 minutes from where I live, and called Labart, Labart. And during the pandemic, when restaurants couldn't open, they set up a bit of a takeaway store, and one of the items they had on their takeaway store, they'd only have one meal per night. You had to order that meal, and one of them was the LA burger. This is what they've called it. So this image is actually taken by someone at the restaurant. I have used one of their images before. I used it was garfish sitting on a plate, and it's a beautiful image, and I will draw that one as well. I considered which one do I draw, the burger or the garfish. I went with the burger tonight, still sticking to just graphite because I'm getting back into my drawing, getting my confidence back up after 25 years or so. All right, enough of me talking, and let's get into it. I need to set my timer, of course. Here we go. And remember, if you jump in, timer, hang on, I've just got to set it to, I'm going to set it to an hour and a half tonight and see how we go. Remember, if you do jump in, please, in the chat, just tell me where you are watching this from, and also if you are drawing along with me. All right, let's get started. Now, the other thing I'm going to do tonight, I'm not wearing my glove because I'm only drawing on a small sketch pad. So I'm going to be really conscious about starting up here and making my way down to here so that I don't need to have a piece of paper under me as well, because that sort of like ruins the drawing and everything. So with that, I'm going to just move it to there because I need that for me. Now, please let me know if you want me to do the image up, which is up the top there. I can make that bigger, or you can just look at the reference that I've got here. So let's get started. I've just got a little bit of a messy bit here. Yeah, and the reason why I am not doing the pre-sketch live is because I take too long. The one and only reason. I take way too long when I'm drawing, and it was just, this wouldn't take me too long to draw up, probably 20 minutes to draw this one up. So I am definitely starting to get faster again with my drawing, which is the whole aim of doing these nights. If you are not subscribed to the database and would like to be, if you go to the website, which is in the details below, and subscribe, you actually receive the image as a PDF on a Wednesday night. So that if you do want to draw along with me, you can print your PDF out, or you can just, sorry, that was me hitting the webcam. Yeah, or you can just blow it up on your iPad or anything like that. You don't need to print it out. It is a grayscale image that you receive, but the email is the full color of whatever the subject is that I'm drawing. And this burger is beautiful. Very happy to support local business. Usually my drawings come from, the subjects come from Unsplash, which is a free photographic website. But these guys take such gorgeous photos of their work. I will also put in the details just the restaurant as well, just to give them a little bit of credit for their beautiful photographs that they take of their very, very, very tasty food. They are a fine dining restaurant, so the hamburger is definitely not what they're known for. Known for absolutely amazing food, amazing service, amazing wine. Oh, it's all good. My husband and I usually go there, treat ourselves on wedding anniversary, or if we've got friends over, we'll always go there. It's only a small restaurant, only probably maximum guests would be something like about 30, I think. But that's what makes it so beautiful. Now, these little highlights on the lettuce leaves is where I want to use the conte. And the other thing I should mention is this little area here. I actually thought, why is that white there? Like, I thought, is something happened with the photo and it's been edited? But it is actually the plate in the background, and that's the lettuce leaf falling down there. So I have not got that. I will just have a bit more melted cheese happening in there. These photos are very natural. There is absolutely no time spent taking the photo like they do for certain fast food hamburger joints, who I have been privy to see a photo shoot of a fast food store, and I can tell you right now, you do not want to eat that burger that has been photographed. The amount of stuff they do to it to get it looking delicious and sitting really high, and yeah, there's glue, there's oil sprayed on, yeah, there's stuff that you definitely don't want to eat, but it makes it look good. They spray it with colors so that the colors are really vibrant, which, I mean, that was 20 years ago, so maybe things are different now because there's so much editing that can be done. It would be interesting to know if all of that is still done when they're just taking a photo for a product shot. Okay, I feel like I'm kind of being very dainty here with this drawing. I've just completely ignored the onion ring sitting there. Just got to get into the groove of it. And then the pickles. I might surprise myself here. I might actually do a drawing in the hour and a half time allowed. Okay, now that gets really dark in there. I still want to try and keep the area that's got the highlight. Still want to keep that there, just in case I run out of time or something. I see there's a bit of a problem there. Okay, well, that's all right. I'm the artist, so it's artistic license in play here. I've just moved the bit of lettuce away from where the two, actually it's there. That's what I've done. That bit ends there. That's all quite dark in there. And that's, I haven't done as bad as I thought I had. Very light bit of lettuce leaf here. If you're watching this on playback still, please comment, like the video, comment. I do understand that most people who are watching it on playback are going to skip through it. By all means, do that, especially given I'm so slow at drawing. And as I say with every drawing, make sure that when you're drawing up your prelim sketch, making sure everything is where it should be, and when you're doing the actual drawing like I am right now, you've always got to be looking at what you're drawing and not think you know what you're drawing. Don't look at it as a hamburger that we're drawing. Look at it more as shapes. And the one thing I found with this drawing was that there was a lot of room to actually match sections up, like where the cheese comes up here, kind of matched up with where the pickles matched up. And the actual hamburger itself is very much a cylindrical shape. So there's all little clues in there that make sure that you're on track for everything going in where it's meant to. It's the dog trying to tell people that he's the boss. Little does he know. I think my husband's happy because Thursday night football has started again, which I can't stand watching, so very happy to be in here doing this. Very hard to do this little bit of leaf, which I really want to use the conte on. There we go. Just got this webcam. I'm going to have to find a better attachment to put the webcam on, because this one just always lines up with my head, and I'm always thinking I'm going to hit it. Sometimes I do, just with my glasses usually. I don't want to get into that. Go back up here and get this bit done before I move down. The area I'm doing now very much is looking at those really fine little shadow areas where it is a bit darker. It's a very smooth texture on the top of the bun, but it's still there. It's still got a little bit of texture to it. Not the perfect bun as the fast food joints would have. It would just be ridiculously fake looking. Wouldn't have a little crease in it. No. And the other thing that I can do is remove a bit of the graphite with the kneadable eraser afterwards as well, if I feel like I just need to highlight a bit. Been unexpectedly busy this week, and I haven't had a chance to prepare for the Friday afternoon kids art classes. So I'm not too sure whether they will go ahead tomorrow or not. I need to have everything prepared, have a bit of a before and after to it. So this week has got the better of me. It's gone very fast. Just move this back around this way. I'll just get rid of these pencils out of my arm needs to go. So we've got a bit of a dip in the bread roll here. Bit of a fold. I think last week I might have done the whole drawing in the 4B, and it almost looks like I'm going to be doing that again tonight. I'm just really enjoying these pencils. Actually, I might grab the 6B because that area there is a bit darker. If you're watching this on playback, make sure if you're hearing me right now, because I know you'll be scanning through it, that you do just hit the subscribe, hit the like button, do all the right things, and also just comment and tell me whereabouts you are in the world, where you're watching it from. And of course, it's all in the details in the description. If you do draw along with me or do the drawing, please, please, please share it with me. You can email me the picture. You can tag me on your socials. All the details are below in that description area. What am I using now? Back to 4B. I might just take advantage of the 6B again. Wonder if I'll be game enough to crack out the 8B. Just take a little sip too. Always got the trusty wine glass. It's Thursday night. 6B. I want to do a bit of 6B in here too, where it's very dark. I should just crack out the 8B. Bit of cat hair then. It's always cat hair in this place. She's sitting on her little cat stool beside me. No doubt will want to go out very soon. We've had really, really hot weather on the Gold Coast this week. Like stupidly hot. Really muggy, real tropical weather, followed by a downpour in the night. Still recovering from the floods. So I do have the door closed tonight with the air on, which stops the bugs coming in because we don't have a screen on my office door. Okay, I almost feel like I'm still doing a bit of a pre-sketch. Maybe it's because I am moving quite fast. It is a small drawing. It's only just, it's on an A5 sketch pad. I don't know how much of that I want to, I can keep going. I don't want to have to draw over myself, but I won't. As long as I just keep going down, I'll be right. I just looked at the monitor and, gee, my glasses are dirty. I'm just going to turn this. I need to just be able to get these tones along here all right. There, grab that darkness there. And this side has got a bit of a darker where the light source is not. Okay, I'll just bring it back down. What am I in? 4B, of course. There's some, no, I'll leave that. The conte can do that. There's a bit of highlighting happening there. Now let's go that onion up to there. These little folds in the bun is something that you'll never find on those fast food ads. That would be seen as not, well, what's the word? Imperfect. It's not the perfect round bun. Throw it away and get another one. One that is absolutely perfect. So perfect that you can't eat it after the photo shoot because of all the preservatives they've sprayed on it to get that golden look. Actually, I think that's what it was. They would actually airbrush colour so that it would just have that lovely golden look straight out of the oven. I haven't had a hamburger from the Golden Arches, we'll say, or its rival that's in the same colours with a burger on the logo. I have not had a burger since I was about 22, 23, and I was sitting with my friend. This is back in Sydney when I was living down there, and there was always that rumour that would be out about how staff would spit in the burgers and then give them to you. And you never knew if that was true or not. Well, I think it might have been true because I'm sure I had spit in this burger that I was eating, just a cheeseburger. That's all I'd eat, just the cheeseburger. And I put it down and I said to my friend, have a look at this. It looks like someone has spat in it. Now, I don't know about her, but I have never eaten a burger since from those fast food outlets. Never again. And I am 50 at the end of the year, so that's well over 25 years ago. I'm sure some little silly teenager who thought it would be a good laugh spat in it. And this was before the days of all the, just got a sticky something there, before the days of cameras being everywhere. There was probably just a camera in the restaurant, but not in the kitchen. Now, how's that looking on the screen? Yeah, that's looking all right. I will come back and darken these areas. Trusty old me, you know what I'm like. Actually, let's just have a little concrete tablet and whack in a bit of 6B. There's a nice dark edge right along there. I've got one and untangle coming up next Saturday night. One untangle being the paint and sip that I do, watercolour and doodling, and that is on next Saturday night. So I have been busy trying to pump out a new artwork for it, because the photograph of the feather that we're doing is actually an artwork that was done probably 6 years ago. So I wanted to update it and just make sure I knew what I was doing. I have just let a little bit of spit go there. And yeah, so that's another thing that I've been doing this week is working on the wine untangle, because I want to get it done. The painting's done. The painting was done probably on Monday, but the doodling on this one is pretty intense. So I've been spending a lot of time doodling and just trying to finish it. So that's another job that I've just got to get done by tomorrow, so I can take some photos and start promoting the event. Open to anyone, doesn't matter where you live. Prefer to have kids over the age of 15 join, although if a parent joins with a younger kid, their younger child is free. We just don't like them to be taking up camera time, because the people that do come along to the paint and sips are there to relax and enjoy themselves, and possibly themselves just have a night off from the kids. So we do have to be careful with that. Much preferring to draw this with just these pit graphite mats, like after doing the little prelim sketch and everything. How's that looking? Yeah, that's looking like a roll. I'm glad it didn't have sesame seeds on it. I don't know what I would have done if it had sesame seeds. I think I would have ignored them. If you're new to this and you haven't seen any of my other drawings, the reason I'm doing this is purely selfish. I haven't drawn on a regular basis for a good 25 years, and I decided this year that I needed to get back into it. I am an art teacher, a qualified art teacher, and I obviously have my own business, Mrs. Red's Art Room, which is an online art business these days. And I do a lot of projects for adults and kids, which all have to be done by me to test and work out if they're going to work for the age groups and the abilities. So I do a lot of projects, but I never just draw for myself anymore. And I have been missing that. So I decided that I would commit to a Thursday night drawing and do it live on YouTube, so that I didn't have to worry about editing it or anything like that afterwards. This is, I think, the fifth Thursday night. And the funny thing is, like, I've really had a busy week, and I didn't even choose this image until yesterday. Didn't even upload it. yeah, the week's got away from me, and I thought, well, I haven't arranged, I haven't organised it, I haven't put it out there that something's happening. I just won't do it. And then I thought, hang on, I'm not missing out on my drawing night because of other things. It's the whole reason I'm doing this, because I just get so much out of just sitting and drawing. What would be really interesting to do is the very first drawing was an ice cream in a cone with a male hand holding it. I think I should redraw it again at the end of the year. See how the art has progressed. What am I in? I'm in the 4B. Of course I'm in the 4B. I don't know if you can hear the birds outside. That's the plovers. Something's upset them. I'm sure you can hear them. I love all the soft tones of the layers of this hamburger. LA burger, sorry. I don't know the story behind the name. And I personally haven't had one of the LA burgers. I've had the chicken pesto roll, and it is to die for. Absolutely to die for. And this is what restaurants were doing when COVID hit and they couldn't have them open. They just provided takeaways. And to have takeaway from a five-star dining restaurant is pretty amazing. Fine dining restaurant is what I meant to say, not 5-star. Fine dining restaurant. Okay, I don't know about those little onion rings that I've done there. They are there, but move on. There's a lot of black underneath them. I'll put that in. You know I don't like to go dark. Oh, that little sticky thing is now. Hang on, I'm going to have another little sip. Good South Australian wine. Again, these little bits are where I want to use the conte. I've literally drawn straight over where the little highlight is there. And these seeds, I don't know what I'm going to do with the seeds. I think they can be conte as well. Now I'm still in the 6B, aren't I? Yep. I need to go back to the 4B. We'll get a feel for the 6B. All right, does that look like a lettuce leaf? Yeah, that's been all right. I'll just jump back to the 4B again. Like I say with all drawing, make sure that you're drawing what is in front of you and not what you think is in front of you. However, if it's not something like a person's face or just a person's body, and it's more so like what I'm drawing here, which is these pickles, if you're a little bit off from what it actually is, which I am in areas, it's not, no one's going to notice it. So as long as you get all your shading correct, like the end of this pickle here is not the end of the of this pickle, and whoops, but it doesn't matter. You'll be able to tell that it's still a pickle. It's very light. If you are drawing in graphite, it is absolutely essential to be your reference to be black and white as well. It is just too hard to break down colours and which ones are the same hues and tones and everything. So at the moment, this pickle is really kind of the same as this area of the bun. So I don't want it to be any darker than that, although I need to build up a bit here. And I might even use the 6B again here. That's the tomato that is underneath the pickles. My back gets quite sore from the way I sit. I sit very upright and try not to move around too much, which I guess if I didn't have it on live, I would be moving around a bit more. Also not wanting to hit the extendable arm that's holding the webcam. Am I in 4B again? I go back to the 4B without even realising it. There's quite a bit of highlight on this. Hang on, there's dark area in there. Yeah, on that second pickle, there's quite a bit of highlight around the skin of the pickle. Again, I'll just wait to use the conte for that. On my N4B. I don't really like having to hear the football in the background. How am I going for time? 50 minutes to go. I really hope that you can't hear that football in the background. Unless you like football. There's just something about it that I can't stand. I have no time for it. Okay, it's moving along nicely. I'll have another quick little sip. Go to the 6B for the tomato again. I wonder if I can ask Siri to send a message to my husband. Oops. Almost off camera then. Still using the 6. I would love to have some music going. Maybe I need to put some royalty-free YouTube music on in the background. I will think about that for next week so that I can kind of knock out the sound of the football in the background. Too hard to do it now. It'll take me too long to choose the station. But yeah, we'll do that for next week. Just so we've got some nice ocean music or something in the background. Back to the 4B. I think the 4B needs a sharpen very soon. In fact, I might do it now. Cat has been very good tonight. Actually, I haven't even used the, does that feel a bit, dear me. That did feel wobbly then. That's not good to know. There we go. Yeah, the cat's been very good tonight too. I'm sure I was spoken too soon. 4B. Probably want to go back to the 6B for that area there. There's a highlight along there. Yeah. Ooh, it doesn't really look like a lettuce leaf. So that there is another pickle, and then that behind it is the cheese. And then this little bit here, it's a bit of lettuce. Oh, now the cat's wanting to go out. Whoops. Okay, go back to 4. Oh, goodness, it's gone again. This is very disappointing. I might have to just stay to the 6. It's not like I'm sharpening it too much. Yeah, that's better. Kind of a definite edge of that skin there. I'll just put it in. Oh, I left a cupboard door open and my cat is obsessed with living in cupboards. I left the door that I don't let her in. I left it open. So I think she might explore that cupboard again. Yes. Well, we're halfway. No, you've been out. You don't need to go out again just yet. Need that highlighting bit in there. Well, keep moving. Anyway, these bits are really dark, so I'm going to go back to the 6B and put in this little highlight. Basically finishes here. So we'll make that the back side of it. Now we're going all dark back here. Not going to have that little white bit of plate coming through because it's really hard, especially on the black and white, to be able to see what on earth that is. On the coloured image, it's quite obvious that it's the plate. I'll try and leave a little gap there for the highlight. And then the actual part of the beef burger is under there, and it's quite dark. Okay, looking good. The one thing that I did notice once I'd done the SketchUp, the pre-sketch, is that my burger does sit a bit higher than the actual photo. But again, because it's still in proportion, no one is going to know that it's not exactly the same as the image. This bit of the cheese is actually lighter than the plate in the background, so I just got to be quite aware of that. How's it for time now? 38. That's good. It's much lighter than everything. Almost need to not put any pressure down. Leave the detail to the bit of burger. Not even much shadow under the tomato. Okay. Now, where's that? Right, so that's there. I'm just looking to see what is cheese and what is meat. And then there's a nice little shadow line. There. And I'll just map in a little bit of the almost would have been worthwhile to be able to see my head moving then. Moved a lot, making sure that that line, I was following it rather than just thinking I knew what was there. A lot of head movements. The final image will be a LA burger, but while you're drawing, you're not drawing the burger. You're drawing shapes, different shapes, shadows. My husband trains for Ironman, and he gets up early on Thursday morning, well, every morning, up just after 4. And usually, because there's not a lot on Thursday night on TV, he usually has quite an early night. So he would be heading off to bed right now. It's 8:30 here. But the damn footy has started. So he's thinking that's a good option. You've been very patient, Florence. I have to wait until she really desperately wants to go out, because she walks away usually when I actually go to let her out. That's a burger there. Okay, so we've done that. Okay, just got to be careful with that cheese that I don't go too dark. Okay, so with this bit of meat here, I might have to use the imagination and definitely go to the 6B, because really it's nothing more than a dark mass. If I just add some areas that aren't as dark as such. If I look really hard, I can actually see a tiny bit of a highlight on the bottom there. Definitely dark up the top here. I'm almost feeling like I want to crack out that 8B. I can see a nice bit of cat hair in my kneadable eraser. Okay, make that edge all nice and uneven. I'm really just playing it as I go along here. Just trying to get a little bit of depth going in and kind of what I'd imagine it to look like. There's a lot of texture going on, I can tell you that much. And yeah, how's that looking? All right, let's move back to this bit here. Again, it's a bit hard to work out. Just got to use the good old artistic license again. It's a little bit more definition in it. You know those little things that really irritate you, that you just think you're going to explode if it doesn't stop? That's what football to me is. And I can hear it on the TV. Like, unfortunately, the TV is on the other side of this wall that's behind me. So it is very hard to block the sound of it. But boy, do I wish that he would just go to bed. Cat's given up and gone back to have something to eat. Okay, what are we doing here? Now she's gone back to the door again. How does that bit look? Looks a bit weird. Okay, this is the mayo now. So if I let you out, you have to go out. You ready to go out? Again, the mayo is a very light area with a few little dark patches in it, so I've got to be very careful to go quite light. Okay, I'm going to let the cat out. Excuse the chair. Go on, catch, go. Quick. She's never long. Okay, I'm with the 6B. I'm going to go back to the 4B to do this. You can get a little bit of texture going with it. Okay, that's the lightest areas done. So if you missed where I got this image from, it is from a local fine dining restaurant, which is down in Burleigh. And even they go fine dining, a burger, but this was part of their COVID when we couldn't have any restaurants open and restaurants could only do takeaway. So this beautiful little restaurant opened its doors to takeaway Thursday through to Sunday night, I think it was, and there would only be one thing on the menu. You didn't have a choice. It was one thing, but it was one thing done so well. And so they were able to just, being a fine dining restaurant, obviously a lot of their plates were just to die for, stuff that had to be served up straight away. And they were able to experiment a bit and come up with all these dinners that were more of a takeaway option than their usual dinners that they would serve in the restaurant. So this is where this one came from. I haven't had this one. I've had the chicken pesto roll, which is absolutely to die for. This one obviously has done really well as well because they've brought it back one weekend, I don't know, sometime over Christmas, I think it was, and you could actually just pick it up as a takeaway, called the LA burger. I don't know the story behind the LA burger. I need to move back to the 6B. I've got to give this little 6B a bit of a sharpen. Hopefully, we don't know. This feels strong. Have a quick sip. Okay, just want to get the 6B back in there. Quite a soft, jagged line around there. All this staining that's over this side here is all the beetroot. So there's obviously beetroot in there as well, which we can't see. Wonder where that was. Maybe above the pickles or something. I really hope my husband goes to bed soon. So you can turn down that TV or turn it off. I'd rather draw in silence than with the football on in the background. Anyway, I'll make sure that I've got a playlist, a YouTube playlist on in the background. It's my second night in a row where I haven't had a spammer come in and give me a gobbledygook comment. Maybe that's just to newcomers. I got it the first few nights. They just leave just letters up in uppercase and lowercase. The words don't make sense. How's that looking on the screen? Okay, interesting. Definitely need to get that background going. How are we going for time? 20 minutes. I will work on this area now. So we've got some. I actually don't even think my husband's watching the football now. I think he's gone to get his bike set up to go riding in the morning. I just heard the garage door go up. Trying to desperately get his attention just then. I've got a glass panes in the door. I'll go back to the 4B. Now, this area here, got to just define that bit of mayonnaise. So it's quite dark around. Actually, that's the sauce, the beetroot juice that's down there. So I'll do that separately. Maybe I should put egg containers up on the wall behind me. That would help with sound. Again, an imperfect base of a bun. You wouldn't see all these creases in one of the fast food photo shoots, but that's what makes them real. All of this imperfection. Okay. What am I in the 4B? Don't know if you can see see the definition too well. Oh, Pussycat wants to come back in now. She never goes out for long. Hang on. Come on. Good girl. And she's definitely inside during the night too. We have birds here. We always have. Ever since she's been around, we've always had birds in the house, and she's actually scared of them. So I know that I don't have a bird killer. I think the most she's ever caught was a mouse or a rat, little mouse. And cats are very proud when they find something. They bring it to show you. And I think that's the only thing she's ever killed. Okay, how much time we got left? 12 minutes. I'm very impressed with my time tonight. Oh, dog's going to bed. That's a good thing. Okay, that bit of the bun is looking awful. It's just not coming together. Maybe once I do the shadow underneath, it will pick up a bit. What am I in the 4B? Oh yes, that television has gone off. Yeah, that's much nicer. I can hear the cat licking herself. That's all I can hear. No more silly football in the background. Okay, what does that look like? There's an area here which I've forgotten about. I'll get that shadow done. I might just do the bit of plate this side first before I do that shadow. All right, okay, moving on to the shadow, and then I'm going to go back through and just fix up areas. I don't have, yes I do. I'll just grab this. I just don't want to put my hand down on that, so a bit of paper towel will work. So this is all lighter than, or darker. Maybe I will make it darker. Gee, there's not much tone in this plate at all. Very hard to see where tiny little bits of tone are. Especially not this side. This is the side that's got the light source on it. Okay. I want to leave a very organic finish to it again. No real end point, no border. There is a bit of reflection on the plate. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to worry about the shadows underneath, and I'm just wondering what that dark bit is there. So I'm going down here. I think that it actually has to start to get a bit lighter. Because then we get quite dark. The trusty old kneadable eraser. Picking all that up. Okay. So I'll just try and go a bit lighter now. Time 6 minutes, and then that will be an hour and a half. I'm going to come around here and get a bit of this really black shadow in. Okay, that's actually really helping it with that. Okay, I'll just go back to the 4B again. Got to be really careful here. There's that dark bit of source that I can define in there. I don't want the alarm to scare me again. Okay. (3 minutes 30). If I do anything up there, it will be very dark. So it's a lot lighter around the back here than around the other side. I need to be really careful about that. Not looking too dark. So that shadow is back there. Whoop, nearly off camera. Okay. I do like that shadow. Okay, let's have a look. I almost feel like it does need to have the top background. I either just, no, I was going to think just let it fade out, but I think I might have to do a dark background so that the plate looks a little bit more obvious as well. So I will do that, make that area dark, and then I'll go through, put in a few other little bits and then get onto the conte. Oh, and here we go. Here goes the alarm. Silent tonight. I don't know why. Let's put it for another half hour. Whoops, not 23 hours. And we'll go from that. Okay, so I am going to get all brave and grab the 8B, turn my hamburger upside down, and do a really dark background. Kind of hard to see what things are when it's upside down. And before I go too far, I really need to start this side and move that way. Okay, it looks weird on the screen too, I can see that. Very nice pencil to draw with, the 8B. Feels very soft, very smooth, not scratchy. I think that's going to help make it look like a plate. Yes, it does. Definitely don't want to be picking up any of this graphite and moving it around though. The background of the LA burger is actually their seating area. So that's the back where you can see that fold going up the center is just the cushion or the back of the chair along the wall. Oh, it's such a soft pencil. I'm going to have to sharpen it again soon. Now, which way am I going here? Okay, make sure it's on the screen there. Remember, if you are looking at this and you are scanning ahead, I understand that you want to do that, that's for sure. Just remember to say hello in chat and tell me where you are watching this from, like where in the world you are. And if you are actually doing the drawing, which will be a little bit harder because I have left the image very small the whole night. And yeah, hit the old like button for me, just so that the engagement goes up. You are a needle in a haystack when it comes to drawing on YouTube. It's going to take a little while to get recognized from the big guns. But everyone starts somewhere. And all I want from this is for people to just sit down and have a go at drawing. And if I can offer any little lessons through what I'm doing, then I've done my job. Mentally, it is really important to be doing something creative just for your mental state. It doesn't have to be drawing. It could be yoga, it could be dancing, knitting, macrame, pottery, sculpture. Just anything creative that gets the mind ticking, and usually the hands working too. So good for your mental state. How are we looking? Well, this is the easiest part of the drawing. I'm going to be really, really bold here and go to the 10B. See if I can feel a difference. There's a little bit of graphite that is falling on the page. Actually, it wouldn't be the graphite, it would be the carbon. So I'll just have to be careful of blowing that away. That's because the higher you go in the B range, the softer the pencil is. So I'm wearing it straight down. I haven't fed the cat yet, so she might start complaining soon. Okay, there we go. Right, I'm just going to blow all that graphite away. There we go there. Whoops. Yeah, I've got to be careful doing that because I can see those lines going in there. Don't know if you could see that. Okay, leave that for the background. Let's go back to the actual drawing. I'm just looking at on the screen. It's easier sometimes just to look at it on the screen than it is. I almost think that I want to try and put the conte in now. So let's do that. I'll just reposition that hamburger there again. I feel like this area could do with a little bit more darkness first. I did say that I'd come back to this bit. Okay. Maybe I should be using the 6B. What? In a packet in the pantry on the left side, in a white paper packet. Sorry, that was my son asking for something. Soften these lines a little bit. And this bit here needs a bit of attention. That looks better. Oops, sorry. I just steadied that with my glasses as well. I am starting to get into that fine little detail, so I've got to be careful not to overdo it, given that it is meant to be an hour and a half sketch. And I am now over, so I just want to be careful of that. Just want to soften these lines here a bit. They're kind of looking a bit sketchy. That looks a bit better. Okay. Okay, I know where I want to put conte. Just clean off some other colours that were on it. Now, I don't know how this is going to go. Can you see? Yeah, you can see that. I don't think I even put any colour into that bit there. Didn't mean to do that. Obviously, I'm not trying to get the seeds to be exact. And with conte, it is a stick, so it's not the finest thing to be using. Maybe I'll turn it around to this side to get this highlight. Nice. It is quite hard to use this on such a small a small sketch. Oh, that's quite harsh, isn't it? I won't take it away, I'll just add more. Okay. We could do a bit over here. Definitely that bit there. Mm-hmm. It looks quite harsh on the camera, but the actual what's going on here is not as harsh. So if it looks like I'm stuffing it up, it may do so from the camera's angle, but it's not. But you can see that I'm not putting down barely any at all to get the effect that I want. I think that's almost enough. Where do you stop? I think I'm going to call it at another hour and 50. I think we might call that a night. I'm pretty happy with that. Definitely could do lots more, but just I want to keep them, I always want to keep them under 2 hours, but I want to keep them as close to 90 minutes as possible. So the fact that it's still 2 hours, I need to put my pen down. All right. Oh, I just keep seeing areas. Okay. Let's call that a night. I'll quickly flick it back to me just so that you know I'm not a robot. There we go. All right, it's quite high up today. You can't actually see what I'm drawing on. All right, so that's it for another Thursday night. Like I said, I don't know whether I'll be doing a kids class tomorrow afternoon because I don't know if I've got the project ready to go. But I'll definitely be back next Thursday night for another live drawing. Remember to subscribe to the website. It's all in the description. That way you actually get the image emailed to you on the Wednesday night. So that you know what I'm drawing, and you'll also see an image of the previous week's drawing as well, just so you know that I am turning up. So what is it now? It's 9:30 Queensland time. I'm going to go and fill my wine glass up and go to bed with a book. Thank you, and remember to comment, like the photo, like the video, and subscribe to it as well. That'd be great. Until next week, have a good one.